Hi, I'm Amina Wasuma, and I'm here to talk about my novella, For the Love of Blood, Episode 9, I Am Just the Girl to Party With. Now, the last time we left off, Amber was having dinner with Cortez, and she left. She went back to her room, and she began to get undressed, took off her gown and everything. She had a slip on and she went into the bathroom. And to her shock, all her personal toiletries, her brush that she had for 10 years and comb was gone. And what they had in place was new comb, new brush, new toiletries. And she was like, dog, I don't even have the right to have my own brush and comb that I've had for 10 years and that I'm terribly attached to. She just took it. And they had new makeup, everything they had picked out for her. And so she sat on the toilet seat. She put the toilet seat was down and she sat on there for a moment trying to collect herself. She just started crying. Like, I don't have my name. I don't have my life. I have no control of anything here. And Cortez is like a mother hen, she surmises, that doesn't emotionally support his chicks or children. And she understands that she has to leave the old life behind. But she wanted to keep some relics from her past, So she cries, she takes a shower, pulls herself together, puts her pajamas on, and gets into the bed. And she knows that there's cameras everywhere. So she gets under the covers. That's the only place that there's no camera. And she goes to sleep. The next morning, she comes to the gym. She's ready for her training at 5:30 a.m. Well, Cortez pitches a bid because he told her to be there at 5 a.m. and she's late. And she's like, well, what's the big deal, We're not going anywhere. And he was like, well, you have to be on time because if you're late, that could mean someone's life, could end in a matter of seconds. Your backup man is depending on you to be on time. And she says, okay. He said, well, you got to be on time. I don't tolerate tardiness. So she says, okay, I get it. So what should we do today or this morning? He tells her to choose a weapon. And when she looks, the wall opens up and there's all these weapons, like in a cabinet. And there's staffs, there's swords, knives. And so she says, well, I can use a sword. He said, no, you should use something, you should pick something that you don't know, like a weapon you don't know how to use to practice with. And so she's thinking to herself, he just asked me to pick a weapon. I'm picking something that I know. And now he's going to tell me, don't do that. Pick something that you don't know. So she picks the staffs. She throws him one and she grabs one herself. So I'm going to fight with these. So they get to sparring And because she doesn't know how to do it, he beats her. Okay. She says, okay, let's do hand to hand. So they bow and they do hand to hand. Now she's good with judo. She throws him all over the mat. Okay. And finally, he throws her and he gets her in a chokehold. You know, he puts his legs like a scissor hole around her neck and she bites it. And, you know, he gets up, you know. So that's the end of that session. Well, he says, well, I see you fight dirty. She says, yeah, you know, I don't have a choice. I'm going to fight dirty. So he says, okay, well, let's go and have breakfast. And we'll practice some more after breakfast. You know, we'll go jogging and we need to do exercises to get you in top shape. She says, well, I beat the crap out of you. I'm in shape. And he says, well, you need to know how to use every weapon in this closet before you're ready to meet blood. She says, well, how long is that going to take? Well, it depends on how fast you learn. No. You learn fast, you'll meet blood. You know, if you don't, then it's going to take a little longer. But you have to make sure that you know everything, even gymnastics. It's okay. So they go upstairs to the dining room and breakfast is laid out. You know, everything. Everything except meat. There's coffee. There's tea, you know, there's oatmeal. Very healthy breakfast. So they eat. Meanwhile, somewhere in the jungle, hidden, there's Banderos' mansion. And Blood is in the gym boxing when Banderos comes in. You know, he's practicing boxing, the punching bag, keeping in shape. He's doing really well. Looks good. Banderos walks in. Good looking man, around in his 30s. Senor Blood, you know, he greets him and he says, how do you like it down here? And Blood says, I love it. You know, it's a paradise. And, you know, I don't have to worry about the Ku Klux Klan. I don't have to worry about, you know, the cops. I can go where I want, do what I want. Nobody bothers me. You know, I can have a pocket full of money, flashy jewelry, drive as fast as I want to drive. Nobody stops me. This is a paradise. And Banderos says, I'm glad you like it. I have a job for you to do. Tonight, I got a shipment coming in on a submarine, and I need you to go to the dock and collect it. Blood says, okay. He said, and then I have a shipment going out. You know, but I need you to collect this. So Blood says, okay. So I'm going to go and rest up a while. And when it gets dark, we'll go to the dock and get the shipment. So we get back to Amber. Cortez they've had their breakfast, and now they're running through Colombia, the jungle, and they're running through the coffee fields and the farmers, and, you know, she's keeping up. It's kind of tough for her, but she's keeping up. And she's working out. They get back to the gym. She's lifting weights. all's well, with her. She's coming along. So that night, around 9 p.m., Blood wakes up. He had a nap, because he has a room in Banderos' mansion. Beautiful room, beautiful bathroom, bedroom. Nothing like what he had in Harlem, but wardrobe, everything, money, and most of all, he has peace of mind, And so he gets ready, and he goes to the dock. Him and a group of Banderos' men, and the submarine is there, and they go and they load the submarine. They take out some of the shipment, and then they have some more that they put in. And just as they put the shipment in the submarine, and they have shipment on the side, well, that shipment that they have is money, probably money and drugs. But what they're putting into the submarine is cocaine. So some money that they take out, some coke that they take out, and then some that they're sending to Los Angeles. But the DEA is there. The lights come on, and ammunition starts flying everywhere. Blood jumps into the water. The submarine, dives, and they have a boat out in the sea to catch it. And so Blood escapes, and Banderos' men are killed. The DEA just starts shooting. They shoot back, but they're in a vulnerable position because they're out in the open, and the DEA is like behind the bright lights, so you really can't see them, but you just see a silhouette, and they're just firing guns, killing them. And Blood jumps into the water, and he escapes. He comes back to Banderos' mansion, all wet, and Banderos is awoke. It's like, what happened? So, well, the DEA was there. They ambushed us. And he said, what about the shipment? So they got it. And Banderos is pissed. Now I got to tell the client that the shipment is not coming, and we have to set another date, and we lost. And what about the money and the drugs that you were supposed to bring back to the factory? And Blood said, well, they got that too. I barely escaped with my life. Banderos is pissed. So he says, well, I have this DEA agent, Johnson, as you know. You think he tipped them off, as to our shipment. He's been here for like a month. I've been questioning him. I wonder if he got a signal out to them. And Blood said, I don't know. But somebody told that this was happening. They tipped the DEA off. Oh, and Banderos is pissed. So he tells Blood, you go to bed, you get your sleep, you're soaking wet, get out of those wet clothes, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Now, Banderos and Blood are around the same age, but Banderos treats Blood like a son that he never had. And he has given Blood a life that he never had. And so there's this close bond. But also Banderos warned Blood, if you cross me, I'll take your head. And Blood promised he would never cross him. And the problem with Banderos is his men, they steal. You know, they steal the drugs, and they steal money. So, you know, this is how they double cross him. It's very difficult to turn him into the police because he owns the police. You know, he has his little army there. You know, he's killed many people. So it's kind of difficult to snitch on him. They all know. But the U.S. is trying to bust him, build a strong enough case, find out where he is, and expedite him for all the crimes that he's committed in his drug trafficking and cartel. And this is what the U.S. is trying to do. So now we go back to Amber. And she's working really hard, fighting Cortez, practicing, doing gymnastics, trying to perfect her martial arts skills. And, you know, sooner or later she'll be ready to meet Blood. Now, Banderos has a meeting back at his mansion. He has a meeting with the Queen of Clubs, Rivera Marquis. She's flown in from Morocco, and she's bringing him his money because she gets guns and drugs from him also to give to her wealthy clientele in Morocco. You know, all the guys in the underworld, all the big billionaires that come to her club. They like to indulge in all kind of vices, and she supplies that. And Blood happens to meet her, and he finds her very attractive. She has on all purple. She's purple hair. She's, you know, white skin and purple eyes. And he finds her beautiful. And Banderos tells him, well, you know, one day, you know, you can have my empire. I'm going to will it to you. And Blood is like, okay. Anyway, she gives him the money. She gets the guns. She makes the transaction. Blood is kind of attracted to her, but she says, I'll be back next month, and you'll see me. And he says, okay. And she leaves. And Blood is like, wow, if that's what Morocco looks like, send me. It's not just yet, you know. You'll get a chance to go, but not right now. Right now, we need to find out who's stopping our shipment and who's intercepting in our organization and snitching to the DEA. So he goes, he takes Blood into the warehouse, and there is Agent Johnson tied to a chair where Hector is beating him. You know, Hector is torturing him and pouring ice on him and beating him and burning him with cigarettes. And Banderos questions him. You know, what does the DEA know about me and my organization? And Johnson says, I am not an agent. I can't tell you that. I don't know. And Banderos says, well, you're lying. You are an agent, and I know you know, and I'm not going to let you go without you telling me what I need to know. So, Amber is not aware of any of this. she's just getting ready. She has no idea uh, who Banderos really is, because Cortez hasn't told her anything. You know, he hasn't explained this is the danger that awaits you, and this is who this man is. All he's telling her is that she has to meet blood. She has to get blood to give her the information as to where Banderos' hideout is. But she doesn't know anything else. And she's saying, well, I'm just a girl to party with. Why would blood tell me, you know, about his boss? I mean, why would he trust me and tell me, you know, what's going on in his operations? And Cortez is like, well, that's your job. You better find out. Because, you know, we won't be able to come and back you up. You're going to be on your own. So get good at what you're doing, you know, and learn how to protect yourself, because you're going to be on your own out there. And that's not how we see it. If you're just another girl to party with, then you have to make yourself, you know, move out of that perception. You have to change blood's perception and become important to him. Important enough for him to confide in you. So Amber trains for at least 6 weeks, and with no PTO, no control, and no freedom. And she wonders, well, what happened to the girl, you know, who lived off of her father's allowance and who partied, you know, all the time? That's gone. That's gone. You know, she's a DEA undercover agent now. Cortez hasn't sent her out on their assignment yet. So tune in for episode 10, Columbia.